Mercury and me. Well, as a child, I had great vaults of mercury. Huge. I had vaults of mercury in almost every country. Um, because I had so many mines, and as you know, mercury is used to mine. Mercury is used for a lot of things. And so long ago, I don't know how long, but a while ago, I mean, I had America making mercury. I had mercury was being made all over. A lot of my mines, because steam power, I was able to mine a lot of minerals and crush them because I had big mills, water mills. So basically, I had giant kilns. So basically, I had one of the largest mercury production facilities around the world, everywhere, a lot. And at one point in time, mercury was considered more valuable than gold because it's a little bit difficult to get it. Not that difficult, but a little bit difficult. So, and I needed it for my mining operation, so I was making a ton of it, literally a ton. And so I had mercury vaults in Pompeii. I had mercury vaults everywhere around the world. I would have people would come and, well, anyone who wanted to mine or anything, they could come and buy mercury from me or one of my people, basically. So I had different storehouses of mercury set up. Mercury had to be contained in a special way, and for a while there, people were carrying around little vials of mercury on them, and that was basically, they used it like money, kind of, for a little while. I don't know. It was a weird point in my life. What can I say? But anyway, though, but I had huge vaults. In fact, I had the Chinese create possibly a river of mercury because I thought it would look cool as a river, to have like mercury. I thought it'd look cool. Okay, a little garden, maybe a little pump or something. I had this idea of a little mercury, like a little mercury lake kind of thing, almost little one. And like a river of mercury or something like that, because, well, it needed to be contained inside of a special vault or whatever. I didn't want it leaching into the soil. I mean, there's something special about it. So the containers that keep it, mercury without whatever. Anyway, whatever. It was a long time ago, a long time ago. Anyway, and I basically had huge lakes or huge vaults of mercury stationed basically everywhere around the world that were used with my mining operation. But as we got into the strychnine and other ways of mining, mercury was used less and less and less. Plus, I thought it was a dangerous thing for people to be touching or being around because, if you heat it up, there's a lot of ways it can poison someone, and there's a lot of ways that mercury can go very, very, very badly. In fact, I think I actually had quite a bit of poisoning happening in some of my places because of mercury. So I basically, at some point, didn't really forbade it. I kind of forbade it, but I kind of more like just said, let's get away from that. And so my people found other ways to do it. They did strychnine, which is almost worse because that is a poison. Anyway, or whatever. There's other ways of doing the whole mining operation things. Anyway, and we get into where I did a lot of work with humanity, and I was very close to humanity, and then we get into more just schools and stuff like that. Anyway, but I had huge vaults of mercury, and I kind of forgot about them over the years. But in different spots, I believe, wherever that is, and a couple other spots. Pompeii had a vault. If I remember right, Pompeii had a vault of mercury. Basically, anywhere one of my mines was, or one of my mineral mines were, there would have been, one of my ancient ones, there would have been a mercury vault. And the mercury vaults are actually pretty easy to find because, or at least be able to tell because you can test for mercury fairly easily. So it's actually was kind of a way people could actually find out where I had been or where my mining operations were because there's mercury in the ground or mercury residue left. And I had quite a few vaults around. And then for America, I mean, I had a couple different groups making mercury for me for the mines, and then I had America making mercury as well. And mercury was probably being made in Russia and all over the place. Anyway, it was something that was needed for the mining, and I think it helps in a variety of things, and I don't really remember. It was a long time ago, a long time ago, when things were different. And so, but as we got more advanced and stuff, the need for it is less and less and less and less and less. So, And then we, discovered things like electrical plating and all that stuff. Anyway, though, needless to say, I had huge vaults of mercury, lakes of it. And I generally wanted it contained because once we got it, it was more of a storage problem because it's like, well, I mean, at one point in time, it was worth more than gold. But after the mining after the huge mining operations were done, it was more of a problem because it's so dangerous or possibly so dangerous. So anyway, I had a lot of it contained and sealed inside of vaults, and it basically has sat there ever since, possibly leaching into the ground. I don't know. Like we're talking about like hundreds of years of my existence, and that was one spot in my life back in the beginning. And so anytime you find a mercury vault that is really, 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 really old, yeah, it was mine. So, and sorry about that. I don't know where it went. I hope it's still there. But if not, oh well. Some of the mercury vaults were lined with glass or a special kind of residue which would protect and keep the mercury contained. They actually worked very hard at containing mercury at one point because it is a little bit difficult. I don't know if it's that difficult to contain, but anyway, point was I had vaults, and actually containing mercury was one of the projects that I had my people working on. And they managed to do it. They found that glass containers was the best way to go. But I think there were pottery and some other stuff. And there are people who know way more about mercury than I will ever know. Or, I mean, I may have known at one point in time all about mercury, but now I don't. Now I just know that I had huge vaults of the stuff for the mines that became no longer necessary to have, and they just kind of stored them because technically it makes me a very rich man, but whatever. Anyway, and those mercury vaults were all around the world for my needing, basically. Anyway, whatever. Found much, much better ways of making the stuff. And it was mass-produced by America at one point, and probably other countries. Anyway, though, it goes into who I was. And, inventor of flight, inventor of engines, inventor of steam, and wood carving, and basically ruler, emperor of the earth. And now, whatever. I mean, ruling the earth was all about happy, safe lives and making sure everybody was okay and chewed and had clothes. That's what it's about. I was just a great inventor and great enough inventor to actually make it all happen. So, anyway, now technically owner, ruler of the earth, but it's like, whatever. I'm just tired of, I did my part. Yeah, anyway.